Welcome to Below the 49th, a perspective on my neighbor to the south, below the 49th. I'm Michael A. Charbon. Today's title, Crushed Ice. Picture this situation. You and your children are at home. Your family exercises caution when leaving the house, as your personal and professional life is defined by COVID protocols. Imagine, if you will, suddenly from a window ajar, two people climb into your house and proceed to curl up on your couch and occupy your living room. Two individuals you've never met before. They've just entered your house without your permission. With no masks, you sense a pungent lack of personal hygiene. They appear to live in deep squalor with a strong indication of desperation and no financial means. On your couch. You call enforcement, who proceed to capture the intruders' names and release them undaunted back on your couch. From a medical health and safety standpoint, these intruders entered with no assurance they took any precautions against COVID. And there's a high potential of the introduction of a myriad of other highly contagious diseases that Americans have not seen due to previous mass immunization. So America, got a question for you. What do you say to that? I say your house and your borders being breached, guys. The current administration effectively has crushed ICE and gutted all enforcement of federal immigration laws. ICE, or the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, and ERO, which is Enforcement and Removal Operations, are being told by memorandum from the Biden Blue Wall administration to stand down and revert back to the catch and release policy. That's not fishing. Because of COVID, they don't want to detain any individuals in federal detention facilities. Of course not. It's not build back better, it's the build back backwards brilliant solution. Why? Release them into the general population unchecked. That's the plan. How do you feel about that? You know, it's a complete abandonment of the integrity of the previous hardline defense of a national immigration system, which was charged to eliminate criminal aliens from American communities. Remember all those MS-13 deportations? Not anymore, guys. Critics say catch and release is the single most powerful incentive for illegal mass migration. It promotes lawless attitude. You know, come to America with having to adhere to any regular norms. Come to America without COVID testing. Come on. You know, apply for financial aid, commit a crime. Why even do a little DUI or 3? All without repercussions or fear of deportation if you're an illegal alien. You know, currently, it is reported that a rapid pace of illegal crossings are spiking, especially with unaccompanied minors from Central America. Sound familiar? Hotspots in Texas are experiencing a surge, which are predicted to spread to New Mexico, Arizona, and California. Feeding this, the three stooges, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras, who have suspended the previous administration's immigration agreements to asylum seekers. Further compounding this problem, Mexico has refused to accept families under Title 42, the Pandemic Act, also imposed by the previous administration, which denied entry in asylum seekers by turning them immediately away. So here's a little data source directly from the official website of the Department of Homeland Security. Look it up, Department of Homeland Security. In 2020, ICE conducted just over 186,000 removals. 64% had criminal convictions or pending criminal charges. For a little perspective, in 2019, pre-pandemic, ICE did over 500,000 removals. But back to 2020, ICE and ERO conducted over 103,000 arrests, where 90% of the candidates had criminal convictions. Not much, though. Criminal convictions for like 55,000 DUIs, 37,000 assaults, 10,000 sex crimes, 8,000 weapons, 38,000 robberies, 1,800 homicide-related, 1,600 kidnappings. Just a little rap sheet, not much. Of the 103,000 illegals removed, where'd they go? Well, the U.S. deported 100,000 to Mexico, just under 30,000 to Guatemala, 21,000 to Honduras, 12,000 to El Salvador, just under 1,500 to Nicaragua, and for the record, above the 49, 320 Canadians. Again, this data is directly from the official website of the Department of Homeland Security. You can look it up. In 2020, just under 100,000 illegal aliens were detained in 20 national facilities harbored in these these places. America administered free health care to the aliens, with over 68,000 mental health interventions, 19,000 urgent care cases, listen to that, with 3,000 emergency room visits, and over 15,000 dental visits. The 2020 ICE budget was $8.5 billion. That's $8.5 billion. Finally, in 2020, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, seized more than 1.4 million pounds of narcotics. That's 1.4, I gotta say this again, million pounds of narcotics illegally brought into the country. Not weed, narcotics. Over 6,000 pounds of fentanyl, a 65% increase from 2019. Just under 7,000 illegal weapons, like you need more guns in the US, and rescued over 1,000 victims of child exploitation. Biden's Build Back Backwards border debacle has not only crushed ICE, they put the value of becoming an American citizen the right way at a very low bar, while endangering a population with a potential medical second pandemic wave. Consider the criminal statistics associated with the release of illegal aliens in your community, and note this, that in 2020, 264 police officers in the US were killed in the line of duty, representing a 96% increase compared to 2019, and that's in a pandemic. In January 2021, border officers apprehended 78,000 people in 1 month. Migration flows, directed to the border went from 2,000 to 3,500 people per day, where of that 3,500 daily people, 300 were undocumented children. This is a humanitarian crisis. These are very troubling developments, and America, you need to recognize the implications of what's coming down the hoop. Finally, click and share, and if so, kindly subscribe. If you have a comment, I try to answer every single one on the Facebook page. I thank you for those considerations, and until next time, God bless and please stay safe. I'm Michael A. Charbon for Below the 49th.